All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to now get into my power rankings, ranking my top five teams after Week 15. And it's changed. It has changed. Like I said earlier in the show, um, last couple weeks there wasn't any changes, but things things are a little different this week. So let's kind of go through it. So at my number 5 spot, we have the Minnesota Vikings. So the Vikings are back in the top 5. They've looked good the last couple weeks. Sam Darnold, not his best game on Monday, but the week before against the Falcons, played really well. He's played well all season for the most part. And this Vikings team, right now they're 12-2. I did not expect them to be 12-2 at this point. I think I had them at what, 6 wins, 6 or 7 wins, because I just really did not expect the quarterback position. I didn't know what to expect from the quarterback position. I've said that constantly. And Sam Darnold has played really well. And I did see that there's a possibility the Vikings are open to an extension with Darnold. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes because that's a big decision. You know, you got J.J. McCarthy, who's there that they drafted. You know, he's going to be coming back next year. So we'll see how this all plays out. But yeah, no, the Vikings they're looking good right now. You know, signing Aaron Jones this offseason, that's paid off. And then obviously you've gotten your receivers in Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Getting TJ Hawkinson back is huge. And the defense has played well all year. This is a good team. This is going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. And I'm curious to see how Darnold performs when the Vikings get to the playoffs. And it's possible that they could still get the number 1 seed. You got three 12-2 teams right now. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I have them at number 5. At number 4, still got the Kansas City Chiefs. They continue to win games, 13-1 on the year. But, you know, they're not doing it in the prettiest of ways. They won that game because Jameis Winston turned the ball over. Well, the Browns as a team turned the ball over. I think there were 6 turnovers in that game from the Browns. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes and this offense, they're still trying to figure things out. And he ended up getting hurt. So obviously we're going to keep an eye on that. But it's possible he does play on Saturday against the Texans. And like I've been saying, this team, when it matters most, I think is going to flip that switch. You know, you got Isaiah Pacheco back. You know, him and Kareem Hunt. That's a nice tandem you got there in the backfield. Kareem Hunt did a nice job filling in. It's possible I think they could get Marquise Brown back for the playoffs, so that would add another dimension to this offense. Xavier Worthy was making plays the other day. You know, DeAndre Hopkins was a good pickup. So, you know, you got Travis Kelce, and we saw how Travis Kelce did in the postseason last year when the regular season was kind of challenging for him. So, yeah, the Chiefs are going to be a tough out. And they're most likely going to have home field advantage. And if that's the case, it's going to be very tough to beat this team in Arrowhead. Very few teams have done it. And we're not going to see those teams or those players that have done it. You know, going into the season, I said Joe Burrow had the best chance to knock off Patrick Mahomes. Well, Joe Burrow and the Bengals are probably not making the playoffs. And the only other player to knock off the Chiefs in the playoffs is Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's not coming to the rescue, guys. Sorry. So, you know, the TikTok edits that we're going to see in the playoffs, you know, you're going to have to do it for Josh Allen, for Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson. That's who you're going to be making those edits for. Now, we saw a ton of them last year in the playoffs, and the Chiefs did nothing but win and win the Super Bowl. Now, Josh Allen did get the best of Patrick Mahomes in the regular season, but now let's see what happens in the postseason. I mean, is it possible we see the Bills and the Chiefs in the playoffs again? Yeah, but it's possible that we're going to be seeing them face off in Arrowhead this time around and not in Orchard Park. But, yeah, the Chiefs, though, they got 13 wins. They're fortunate to have 13 wins because they could very easily have less than that. But you know what? Give them credit. They got 1 loss on the year. And, yeah, they're still a top 5 team. But I do think that the 3 teams ahead of them are still better. Now, you'll be surprised by this a little bit. Maybe some of you are. But I got the Lions at 3. And this has a lot to do with injuries. Now, you could call this an overreaction, but yeah, the Lions are just simply not healthy right now. And now you lost David Montgomery for the season. How are the Lions going to respond to this? I think they'll be okay. I think they'll figure it out. But, I have the Lions and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and I don't feel that confident about it at the moment because of the injuries and just, the Chiefs are still trying to figure it out on offense. But I do think the Lions, they'll eventually get some of these guys on defense back, and that'll help a little bit. Their offense still can put up points with anybody. Like, I know they lost David Montgomery, but at least you still have, you lost your 1B, but you still have your 1A in Jahmyr Gibbs, or vice versa. You lost your 1A, but you have your 1B still. Whatever. Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the top running backs in the league. So you still have him. They could piece it together there. You still got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta. Jared Goff is playing well. The offense could still put up points. It's just now they have to be near perfect because their defense is decimated by injuries right now. And, now they just lost a game to the Bills. And, it's possible that this team could be playing on Wild Card Weekend as a wild card team because the Vikings are tied with them. And the team that I ranked ahead of them at the moment is tied with them. So, yeah, no, they got some work to do. And, you got the Vikings the final week of the season. NFC North might come down to that. And I do think, the Bears, they got to go on the road to play them this week. With the injuries they have on defense, that could be a tough game for them. They did lose in Chicago last year. And then against the 49ers. That's a road game. I mean, the Niners probably, don't really have anything to play for, but, they want to finish the season strong. And then you got the Vikings. So it's going to be a tough finish to the season for the Lions, especially with all the injuries that they're dealing with. But if there's any team that could withstand it, they're one of those teams. But yeah, I got them at 3 because right now they're dealing with a ton of injuries. 2, I got the Buffalo Bills. Another masterclass performance by Josh Allen. If he wasn't having the season that he was having, the Bills would definitely be lower, but they're winning because of Josh Allen. And he's going to win the MVP. Right now he's going to win the MVP. Lamar Jackson had a 5-touchdown performance against the Giants. He's right there too, but I think ultimately it's going to come down to Josh Allen. These final 3 games are going to be important to solidify his case, but I feel like he's continued to do that based off of how he's playing. Like even in the loss against the Rams, 6 total touchdowns. He's been on fire. And, he had a touchdown called back on Sunday where he was, it was like shooting a basketball to, one of the tight ends. And that got called back. The Bills are dealing with some injuries on defense themselves. So hopefully, they get some guys back. Because I know they had to pick up Micah Hyde again. But, we saw the running game get it going with James Cook. That's encouraging. You got Keon Coleman and Dolan Kincaid back. So, this offense is clicking. Khalil Shakir has had a nice year. Amari Cooper actually didn't do anything in the game against Detroit, but expect him to have some big games going forward here. He's going to be an important piece. The Bills are playing really well, and they're going to go as far as Josh Allen takes them. And I think, look, if this team is hosting playoff games, I love their chances to get to the Super Bowl. If they got to go to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs, I still give them a good shot just because the Chiefs have not been the Chiefs this year. But if you can get more playoff games at home, you better your chances of getting to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. This could be the year. It definitely could be the year that the Bills finally break through and get to the Super Bowl. And before the year started, I didn't think that was the case. But it's been because of Josh Allen. He has really stepped up this year. The Bills let go of Stephon Diggs. They traded him. You lost Gabe Davis, and you had a lot of new receivers come in, but it didn't matter. Josh Allen has played. This is the best Josh Allen has played in his career. You can't say it's because of Diggs. You can't say it's because of Brian Dable this year. It's because of Josh Allen. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's most likely going to win the MVP. So I got the Bills at 2. And then at 1, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. 12-2 on the year. They're playing good football. The passing game got it going, and that was a big criticism going into the game against the Steelers. And I was one of the people that criticized them for it. But yeah, A.J. Brown got it going. Devontae Smith had over 100 yards receiving. Saquon Barkley under 100 yards rushing, but it's going to happen. The defense continues to play well. This is a dangerous team. Right now, because they're healthier than the Lions, that's why I got them at 1. I do think they are, right now, the best overall team on both sides of the ball. And let's see what happens come playoff time. But, if the passing game continues to get it going like it did on Sunday, it's going to be very tough to stop the Eagles. So, yeah, they're in the driver's seat to win the division. I think if they win on Sunday, they clinch the division. So, I think it's going to be tough against the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is healthier, but I do think that they'll get it done. They'll clinch the division. And, they're going to have a top 2 seed. Like, they're at least going to have a top 2 seed. So, yeah, that's my top 5. So, to run through it again, Vikings at 5, Chiefs at 4, Lions at 3, Bills at 2, and then the Eagles at 1. Let me know what you guys think about these rankings. What would your rankings be? Let me know in the comments. And with that is pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the video. And until next time, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.